Yo, what is going on, boys? Welcome back. It is MMA Jack, and today we are going to be breaking down the main card of UFC Baku, whatever it is, in Azerbaijan. I'm not going to lie, I didn't know this place existed before the UFC announced the fight here, but there we go. Learn something new every day. Did really well in the last video. Really appreciate the support, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the video. It's free to you, helps me out a ton. We're doing a giveaway at 250 subs, so extra reason to sub, and let's get right into it. Forgot to mention this in the intro, but this card does start early. So I'm on the West Coast. It starts at main cards at 12:15, so don't forget about that because you don't want to miss this one. It's a pretty good fight night. But kicking it off, we got Bogdan Grad and Muhammad Naimov. Bogdan Grad has had one fight in the UFC, and he did pretty well. He kind of looks like Boss Baby, honestly, now that I'm looking at him. But he's a brawler. He doesn't have much regard for safety, and he'll definitely take the risk when he needs to. Muhammad Naimov is also pretty good. We did a breakdown on him in our other video. I think it was UFC Saudi Arabia when he took on Khan Ofli, who is Volkanovski's boy. He's honestly just all around good everywhere, but not incredible anywhere. If he sticks to the game plan, Muhammad likes to stay out of danger, so I could see him point fighting this out, maybe taking down Bogdan. But Bogdan is much more of a dog. I don't see the grit really in Muhammad much. He's very technical, kind of like a Leon Edwards. So if this fight gets real bloody and busy, lean towards Bogdan. If Muhammad can keep the distance and take him to a technical decision, then Muhammad's got this in the bag, so I would stay away from this one on betting, but should be a pretty decent fight because both guys are semi-entertaining. Next up, Nazim Sadykhov. Hometown fight for him, taking on Nikolas Motta, who, again, kind of looks like a boss baby, man. Just boss baby that can crack. He can really punch. He is a very slick boxer. I would say he actually, despite the looks, has the speed advantage in the punches over Nazim Sadykhov. But that's his only weapon. He has pretty good takedown defense. I don't think I'll have to really worry about that here, though. Nazim is a very technical striker on the feet. Again, kind of like a Leon, but with more finishing potential. Nazim has racked up some pretty good wins, honestly. He took out Ismail Bonfim, which I know he was a heavy underdog going into that fight, and I was telling everyone to pick or to bet on Nazim because the value was there, and he ended up getting that done. He also finished Terrence McKinney, Evan Elder, so not the greatest names, but definitely some good names on there, and I'm going to trust that he does the same to Motta, especially with the hometown advantage. I think that always gets guys fired up to perform, and he's just all around better except for in the boxing. There is a chance Motta catches him with a big punch, but also his cardio is not the best, so I think it's pretty safe to say Nazim Sadykhov probably by KO TKO. So I see some massive value in this fight on Myktybek Orolbai. And the reason I say that is because this guy coming in, Tofiq, he has a really good record. And if you look at his resume, you'd be like, oh shit, he seems like a world beater, honestly. But he's fighting in other promotions. So he's making his UFC debut on semi-short notice here. He was the champion in Rizvan for a little bit. He beat Pitbull, but he lost the belt the next fight. And he also beat up like a 40-year-old Pitbull. This guy's 35 years old. He's good. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, he's very good. But I think the odds are a little bit fucked because he was the champion in Rizvan for one fight. Myktybek Orolbai, we know, is an absolute dog. The only fight he's ever lost was against Mateusz Rebecki in the UFC, keep in mind. I think he lost one earlier in his career. But that was one of the biggest wars we've probably ever seen. Like, that was one of the best fights I've ever seen in my life. So we know he's got grit. He's got an iron chin. The only time he's lost is split decisions. And I think he's just way better all around than Tofiq. Tofiq may have the advantage in the striking, but that's about it. And I think Myktybek is a dog, and I think he's going to drag him into deep waters. And I just don't think he's ready for this competition level in the UFC. So nuke the Myktybek money line, I'm telling you guys. So the only photo they had available for Rizvan Kuniev was the Contender Series photo, and I was dying because I was like, bro, it literally looks like a memorial picture. Like, R.I.P. Rizvan, bro. He overdosed on fucking hot Cheetos. But Curtis Blaydes is going to smash this blob. This is another situation exactly like the previous fight that we were talking about, where Rizvan beat the PFL heavyweight champion, which then later actually got overturned because he got caught using steroids. But it's another thing of like, dude, the UFC is just a different level, especially stepping up against Curtis Blaydes. Like, Curtis Blaydes, you know, he's had his faults. He's gotten knocked out by Aspinall, Pavlovich, but he's only losing to the really, really good guys. And I don't think Rizvan Kuniev is on that level. I think Curtis Blaydes win this all day. I think he's better everywhere. Of course, it's heavyweight, so there's always that chance Rizvan could catch him and knock him out, but I'm pretty confident here picking Curtis Blaydes to get this done, and probably by finish, honestly, because especially if this guy's coming off the steroids, I don't know if he'll have that cardio. I don't know if he'll be as strong as Blaydes is, and we've seen time and time again Blaydes out-wrestle guys and finish guys that are a way higher caliber than I would put Rizvan at. So maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe he'll shock everyone, but I think Blaydes is a pretty safe pick here. What an absolute banger co-main event. Rafael Fiziev, Ignacio Bahamondes. I will say, though, this fight is so hard to predict. Like, I keep going back and forth in my own head. Like, I truly still don't even know who I'm going to predict, because I'm looking at their resumes on Tapology, and they're basically like the same fighter. The only thing I would say that's different resume-wise is Ignacio hasn't made that jump to the top 5 when Fiziev has, and he's lost to Gaethje twice, but they were both pretty close fights. I know Gaethje edged him out, but that last one was on like 2 weeks' notice, and Fiziev did pretty well for 2 weeks' notice. Ignacio, the best guy he's fought is Jalen Turner, but then he has sneaky good wins, like finishing Manuel Torres in round 1. He had one of the best knockouts in UFC history. It's really hard to pick. I think I'm going to lean slightly with Fiziev because he's more battle-tested, and I think he's the better striker than Bahamondes, but I think Bahamondes presents more of a submission threat. But Bahamondes is so tall, too. He's so lengthy. I don't know if it'll be a struggle for Fiziev to get in there and actually crack him. Dude, this is so hard to pick. I think I'm going to go with Fiziev. Hometown advantage, too. But it's one of those fights where it's honestly just a coin flip. Because there's a lot of unknowns, and I think their skills clash together very well. I mean, obviously, that's why we see the line at a pick'em. I think I'll take Fiziev, though, based on the experience. I think he's been in more dogfights, more tested than Ignacio Bahamondes. So I would stay away from this one, guys, unless you're really confident in one side. I truly do think this is going to be a great fight, but very hard to pick. All right, main event time. Great fight. Jamahal Hill taking on Khalil Rountree. This is another tough one to pick. I think I'm going to lean Khalil here based on a little MMA math. He did a lot better against Alex Pereira than Jamahal did. I want to pick Jamahal, but every time I pick him, he loses. And we know that both of these guys are absolute dogs. I mean, you can hate Jamahal Hill all you want, but he put on an incredible fight against Yuri, showed that he was really a dog and just has absolute grit, and he's going to keep going. We know he can fight 5 rounds, but we know the same thing about Khalil. Khalil put up also an incredible fight against Alex Pereira, and the reason that I'm leaning with Khalil here is because he can deal with the length of Jamahal. Jamal's a lot taller. Pause. But he can deal with the length of Jamahal. Now I got sidetracked. Okay, we're back. I rate Alex a lot more dangerous on the feet than Jamahal is, and I think that was a big concern for a lot of people going into the fight with Khalil. Was he going to be able to deal with a long, rangy kickboxer? And he did. Although he got finished, he put up a great fight, probably the best anyone has done besides Izzy or Ankalaev. So I think Khalil's a little bit cleaner on the feet. I don't know if this is going to be any sort of a wrestling match. I would assume not. They're probably going to keep it on the feet, and I think Jamal's ego is going to definitely keep him on the feet, and I could see there being a finish here. I could see it being a really close dogfight, but Khalil catches him in the later rounds, maybe 3, 4, 5. KO, TKO, and that's how I see this fight playing out. But if you guys enjoyed this video, really appreciate it if you made it this far. Please, again, like, comment, subscribe. If you can, helps me a lot. Free to you. pushes me out into the algorithm. But yeah, we got a couple good fight nights coming up, UFC 317, so we'll be pumping out the videos. Hopefully you guys are here to watch them. Appreciate you guys, and enjoy the fights. Don't forget they start early too.